So at this point, it should be no secret that I like hockey, like, a lot. So in this video, I'm going to be going onto one of my favorite websites, Urban Dictionary, and I'm going to be reading off the top definition of every single team in the National Hockey League. Now, it should be noted that a lot of these definitions are going to be outdated, but the silver lining of that is that it's going to give us some perspective as to what people thought of these teams at the time. Because we like to think of the present a lot, but it's nice to reflect on the past every now and then as well, so yeah, let's get into it. Anaheim Ducks, an NHL team that is in its 14th year now in the NHL. Its first franchise year was 1993-1994. After only 14 years, it won one of the greatest trophies in all of sports, the Stanley Cup. They are the first team in California to win the Stanley Cup, and the first West Coast team to win it since the Victoria Cougars. The Ducks are the 2006-2007 Stanley Cup champions. They are led by two Norris Trophy winners Scott Niedermayer and Chris Pronger, and fan favorites Teemu Selanne and J.S. Giguère. They also have many talented youngsters such as Getzlaf, Perry, and Penner. Man 1. Did you watch the Anaheim Ducks game on Wednesday? Man 2. Yeah, I saw the Anaheim Ducks win the Stanley Cup. Yeah, you know this is old when Getzlaf and Perry are considered youngsters. Arizona Coyotes, a shitty NHL franchise located in the desert. They had cool uniforms, but then they changed and it sucks now. Achieved just over 70% attendance, which is 2 for third worst in the league. Bettman and his Bet Minions owed them for a few years because nobody would want to buy them, aka Quebec Nordiques, Seattle Metropolitans. Guy. Hey, did you see the Arizona Coyotes game last night? Buddy, what do you mean? Nobody watched it. The arena was completely empty. Well, to the Coyotes' credit, they did bring back those cool uniforms that guy was referring to. And their attendance has slowly but surely been creeping up, so they're not completely a lost cause. Boston Bruins, Boston's pro hockey team. Forwards, Bergeron, Campbell, Horton, Kelly, Krejci, Lucic, Marchand, Hale, Heverly, I don't know how to pronounce some of these names. Retchy, I think that is. Ryder, Savard, Sagan, Thornton. Defensemen, Bartkowski, Boychuk, Chara, Ferenc. Okay, I really do not know how to pronounce some of these names. I'm a bad fan, I know. Caberly, Kampfer, McQuaid, Seidenberg, goalies, Thomas, Rask. The Boston Bruins are taking home the cup this year. And what do you know, this person ended up being right. Buffalo Sabres, the greatest hockey team ever. They are well known for having the best, most loyal fans in all of sportdom. Did you see that Senators game? Yeah, didn't the Buffalo Sabres shit on Emery's face? Yeah, you can tell this wasn't written any time in the last 10 years because no one today would say that the Buffalo Sabres are the greatest hockey team. Calgary Flames, a Canadian team with a rabid fan base who seem to believe this team is actually going somewhere when in reality that is face first into the trash. The Edmonton Oilers are the Flames' archenemy. While both teams are not very good at this moment in time, at least the Flames have Jarome Iginla. Calgary fan, the Calgary Flames are the best team ever. Hockey fan, no way, the Flamers suck, you suck, and your mother sucks. It's pretty tragic that Jarome Iginla never ended up winning a Stanley Cup. Carolina Hurricanes, an NHL hockey team that was formerly called the Hartford Whalers, part of the Southeast Division. The Stanley Cup champions of 2006, led by Captain Rod Brindamore and Conn Smythe Trophy winner, goalie, Cam Ward. Located in Raleigh, North Carolina, they are owned by Peter Karmanos, and the general manager is Jim Rutherford, and they play in the RBC Center, nicknamed the Canes. One of the most famous players was former captain Ron Francis. They won the first major league title for North Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes are the best team in the NHL in 2006. You know, I think it's pretty cool that Cam Ward managed to win the Stanley Cup in his first year in the NHL. Chicago Blackhawks used to be the worst NHL franchise, but is now one of the best, led by Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews. The Chicago Blackhawks are the 2010 Stanley Cup champs. Colorado Avalanche, the best hockey team that was created from the expansion of the Quebec Nordiques to Denver, Colorado. The best hockey team that has won 2 Stanley Cups in 1996 and 2001. The Colorado Avalanche features the best hockey player in the NHL, Joe Sakic. The Detroit Red Wings suffered an utter defeat from the Colorado Avalanche. I think the word this person meant to use was relocation, not expansion, but whatever. Columbus Blue Jackets, an NHL team in the Ohio capital of Columbus, formed as an expansion team in the 2000-2001 season. Their name comes from the Civil War history in the state and the city. Most of the Union Jackets were made in Columbus, and the state of Ohio contributed the most percentage of soldiers. Their first playoff appearance was in 2009, in which they were swept by the Detroit Red Wings. Notable players right now include Steve Mason, Rick Nash, Mike Commodore, and R.J. Umberger. The Columbus Blue Jackets winning streak was saved in a 4-3 OT win against the New York Islanders. Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars came to Dallas in 1993 from the Minnesota North Stars. They won the Stanley Cup in 1999, defeating the Buffalo Sabres in 6 games. They are in the Pacific Division and Western Conference. The Dallas Stars are defending Pacific Division champs. You know, I really find it funny that the Dallas Stars were ever in the Pacific Division to begin with, because Dallas is nowhere near the Pacific Ocean. Detroit Red Wings. This team is possibly the most loved and hated team in the NHL, but they're only hated because they have more Stanley Cups than any other American team. So anyone who thinks they suck or if hockey fans can shut their pathetic mouths because they obviously don't know true hockey. They've won 11 cups, and not to mention, have been in the playoffs for 20 straight years. Want to know how difficult that is? Ask Chicago. Chicago fan. The Detroit Red Wings fans are so cocky. Detroit fan. Only 'cause we win. You can't spell Red Wings without win. Wow, this aged horribly. Edmonton Oilers, the former home of Gretzky and a very good franchise. They won 5, I believe, cups during the 80s with Gretzky and Messier, and have been good recently but missed the playoffs this year. The Oilers have good, rowdy fans. Well, this person is partially correct. They did win 5 Stanley Cups, but one of them was in 1990. Florida Panthers, a shitty NHL franchise who luckily made the Stanley Cup Finals back in 1996, but quickly ended up getting swept by the Avs. If you ask me, they should move the Florida Panthers to somewhere else like Winnipeg. Florida Panthers suck ass. Well, Winnipeg did eventually end up getting a team, so this person kind of got their wish. Los Angeles Kings, a team that was on the verge of losing popularity and being flushed down the toilet because of struggles, but only to have that be saved by the great one, good ol' Wayne. The team basically became the Edmonton Oilers years after the infamous Gretzky trade in 1988. In 1993, the team had 5 players from Edmonton or more, and went on to the Cup Finals. Ever since, they've been a pretty fun team to watch, especially with guys like Avery, the dirtiest hockey player on earth, and Roenick, hilarious man who has starred in sitcoms and gambles off the ice, and did a chicken dance. They have been in and out of the playoffs. Hockey games are continuously sold out in LA, and California for that matter. LA hockey fan number 1. Hey man, I turned on my TV. I realized that our Los Angeles Kings are in the finals against the Habs. LA hockey fan number 2. Well, no kidding. Gretzky, Huddy, Curry, McSorley. That's 4 former Edmonton Oilers who built a dynasty in the 80s. LA hockey fan number 1. Yeah, the Kings sure did jack the shit out of the Edmonton Oilers. LA native number 1. Not only are the Lakers and Dodgers a hit here in Los Angeles, but what about those LA Kings? LA native number 2. Yeah, I was watching them play last night. Sean Avery was chirping everyone on the other team as always. JR started dancing on the ice after the game. LA native number 1. Well then, let's go buy tickets for the next home game. See, this right here is a perfect example of a very positive fan. This was written before the LA Kings won any cups, and the fact that they had so many nice things to say about the team says a lot about this person. Minnesota Wild, a National Hockey League franchise headquartered in St. Paul, Minnesota. The team is often considered both successful and highly underrated as of late, due to the fact the franchise has only been active since the year 2000, but have managed to make the Stanley Cup playoffs 3 times in a 6-season span, which is well above the norm for expansion teams. Another franchise, the Columbus Blue Jackets, was inducted into the league the same year and have yet to make the playoffs once. In recent history, the Minnesota Wild have made a very well-known reputation as a highly defensive team. Due to their conservative strategy, the Wild often find themselves categorized as a team with the fewest goals against. This is attributed most commonly to the Wild's initial, and still current as of December 7, 2008, head coach Jacques Lemaire, who historically employs highly defensive strategy, demands strong performance from his goaltenders, and prioritizes his team's penalty kill units. The Wild's defensive strategy is often compared to that of the late 90s New Jersey Devils, which was also coached by Lemaire. Uniquely, the Minnesota Wild franchise focuses much of its efforts on fan appreciation. Upon its creation, the Wild dubbed their home state as the State of Hockey, in honor of the state's strong interest in hockey. The Wild also dubs itself as the Team of 18,000, again honoring Minnesota fans as dedicated. As a testament to this honor, as of December 7, 2008, the Wild have sold out every single home game in franchise history. The Minnesota Wild are my favorite NHL team, even though they win half their games 2-1. Montreal Canadiens, the most storied hockey team and quite possibly sports team in history. Almost every great NHL player has played for the Montreal Canadiens, with 24 Stanley Cups, the most successful NHL team ever. The greatest hockey team to ever exist, far better than those sucky-ass Maple Leafs. Man, the Montreal Canadiens sure kicked the crap out of the Leafs last night. Wow, rent-free. Nashville Predators. The Nashville Predators are a professional hockey team based out of the Music City. Nashville actually has a rich history of hockey that no one seems to know about. In 1995, the New Jersey Devils almost relocated to Nashville, but eventually decided to stay put. So in 1997, the NHL granted Nashville an expansion team. The Predators got their name after remains of a saber-toothed tiger were found while excavating in the 1970s. In 2007, Nashville almost lost their beloved team, but their devoted fans rallied and quickly found a new owner. Did you hear that the Nashville Predators were almost sold a few years back? Yeah, but the Nashville fans loved their team, and they wouldn't stand for anybody putting their hands on their damn team. That's awesome. Why doesn't Hamilton just buy out the St. Louis Blues or some gay team like that? That's a great question. New Jersey Devils, the most disciplined team in all of hockey, often criticized for using the trap defense 2-1-2, which shuts down even the best offensive teams. Most haters bitch that the Devils are boring and are ruining hockey. This is certainly not the case, as they have become one of the most explosive teams in the league. Haters also make fun of the fans because the Devils have attendance records way below average. They fail to realize that this is because two other franchises existed in the same region when the Devils were formed in 1985. They won the Stanley Cup in 1995, 2000, and 2003, with a bright future of disciplined hockey ahead. We're gonna play the trap like the New Jersey Devils. New York Islanders, an example of how not to manage a hockey team. Did you see the New York Islanders versus New York Rangers last night? Yeah, the Islanders still suck. Wow, this person did not beat around the bush at all. New York Rangers, the shittiest team in the NHL, have won just one Stanley Cup in the last 79 years, had a 54-year cup drought, and only have 4 Stanley Cups in 90 years. Their fans think they will win the cup every year, but they always f*** it up. Dumbass Ranger fan. This is the year! We're winning the cup! Anyone with a brain. Lol, the New York Rangers suck, dumbass. I love how the top definition for both New York teams are just the teams getting roasted. Ottawa Senators. It's funny, most of the definitions here say that the Maple Leafs are a lot better than the Sens. If the Leafs are so good, why didn't the get into the playoffs? Granted, the Senators didn't win the cup this season, 2006-2007 season, but they came a lot damn closer than the Leafs have since I don't know when. Guy 1. Has any of the Canadian teams made it to the finals this year? Guy 2. Yeah, the Ottawa Senators did. About time. Guy 1. That's true. Did the Leafs get to the playoffs? Guy 2. Nope. Guy 1. And everyone says the Leafs are better. Guy 2. Totally. Once again, rent-free. Also, I know I said that I'd only be reading the top definition, but there was another definition here that was just so funny I couldn't resist sharing. Ottawa Senators, probably the worst and gayest team to ever play a game in the NHL. Ottawa Senators season tickets, $14,000. Parking for the entire season, $550. Food, drink, and booze for the entire season, $646. Watching the Senators choke in 4 straight to the Toronto Maple Leafs, priceless. There are some people who enjoy watching their team get swept. For everyone else, there's the Leafs. Can anything be more true? Jim, did you see the Sens beat the Leafs last night? Bob, did you see the Leafs beat the Sens in 4 straight playoff series? Jim, yeah. Bob, so shut the hell up, you Ottawa Senators loving piece of crap. Just go in the Scotiabank place and die and leave your blood all over the ice because the Sens are going to be slaughtered by the Leafs just like I'm going to slaughter you in the arena. Jim, no. Bob pulls out gun and shoots Jim. Okay. I just love how it gets so unnecessarily graphic at the end. That's just so funny. Philadelphia Flyers, the first expansion team to win the Stanley Cup, defeated the Soviet Red Army team in 1975. Won 2 Stanley Cups back-to-back, 1974-1975, 1975-1976. The Philadelphia Flyers have won the Stanley Cup. Okay, well, whoever made this got these years wrong. They didn't win in 1976, they won in 1974. Pittsburgh Penguins, an NHL franchise who's had its ups and downs. They go from good to bad, and then to good again. I think the reason for that is because from 2001-2002 to 2005-2006, the team had mainly rookies, and the only experience came from Mario Lemieux. Now they're good again, but to be honest, some of the fans are only fans because they're good, or in other words, bandwagoners. Admittedly, I'm a Pens fan, but I'm not a bandwagoner. I became a fan when I was 5 years old, back in 2002-2003. Now the Pens have guys like Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Pascal Dupuis, just to name a few players. They're now playoff regulars because of the new star power. Person 1. Did you see the Pittsburgh Penguins game last night? Person 2. Yeah, I did. Sidney Crosby scored 2 goals and Marc-Andre Fleury recorded a shutout. It was great. San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks are a professional ice hockey team based in San Jose, California, United States. They are members of the Pacific Division of the Western Conference of the National Hockey League. Founded in 1991, home arena in the HP Pavilion based in San Jose, aka the Shark Tank. They hold division championships for 2001-2002 and 2003-2004. Have just had their logo changed in 2007. Team colors are deep Pacific teal, burnt orange, and black. Mascot is SJ Sharky. San Jose Sharks' new logo. San Jose Sharks' old logo 1991 to 2007. Are we still on for the Sharks game today? I hope the San Jose Sharks win today's game. Or, I'm sorry, I should have said San Jose Sharks. Seattle Kraken, the newest franchise in the NHL, 2020. The Kraken are part of the Western Conference's Pacific Division and begin play in the 2021-2022 season. Based in Seattle, Washington, the Kraken will play their home games at Climate Pledge Arena. Person 1. Did you hear the name of the new NHL team in Seattle? Person 2. They are going to be called the Seattle Kraken. I look forward to revisiting this page a few years down the line just to see what else people have written about the Kraken. St. Louis Blues, the greatest hockey team ever. It is the home team of St. Louis. They are much better than the Predators. St. Louis Blues mascot is Louie the Bear, whom is very amazing. They sport a blue note on their jerseys. Jason. Ryan, who is the greatest hockey team ever? Ryan. Well, Jason, that would be the St. Louis Blues. Tampa Bay Lightning, an NHL team based in Tampa, Florida. Owned by Jeff Vinik, their GM is Steve Yzerman, and their head coach is Guy Boucher. The Lightning have 3 players who have made names for themselves in the NHL in Vincent Guy, whose last name I can't pronounce, Martin St. Louis, and Steven Stamkos. They are potential playoff contenders for the 2010-2011 season. Guy 1. Hey, did you see the Tampa Bay Lightning game against Philadelphia last night? Guy 2. Yeah, 8-7. That's just crazy. Guy 1. Yep. Toronto Maple Leafs. One of the original 6 NHL hockey teams with a strong fan base in Toronto and the Toronto and Greater Toronto area. The most Stanley Cup wins of the NHL next to the Montreal Canadiens, who have more than double the Leafs total. The Leafs' last Stanley Cup win was in 1967. The Leafs are to the NHL what the New York Yankees are to MLB considering dollar value, however, the performance is a different story. Leafs fans fall into two categories. The first representing the much smaller group of the two, being those that are extremely devoted and loyal to their local team and stay by the team regardless of performance, even if they are in a 43-year and counting slump. God bless those true blue fans. The second group of devoted fans are the retards who honestly believe that for some reason the Leafs have a reason and desire to win a game. They can commonly be identified by shouting, "This is the year, this is the year." These are the fans who have paid no attention to any other team in the league, and for this reason have never made the comparison between the Leafs and a team consisting of real hockey players to see the difference. The Leafs have the worst third period performance of any team in the NHL. The reason for that being is lack of heart, grit, will, and balls. The Leafs exist only as a franchise and business, not as a hockey team. Evidence for this is on CBC during every broadcast of Hockey Night in Canada. Hey, do you like the Toronto Maple Leafs? They are our local team. I like them. This is the year. They're gonna go all the way. I also like shiny objects with twirly bits that spin. Hey, I have a pet spider. His name is Tucker, 'cause I like Marcy Tucker. He is a good hockey player. Okay, whoever wrote this doesn't know how to do basic math. Vancouver Canucks. A name that will now forever be synonymous with hockey hooliganism to the great unwashed masses of non-hockey fans. The Vancouver Canucks fans would have rioted regardless of whether they won or lost the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, you're probably right. Vegas Golden Knights, an NHL expansion team that should have been complete shit but somehow are top 3 in the NHL. How the f*** did we just lose 7-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights in the playoffs? Washington Capitals, the greatest team in the greatest sports league ever, see NHL. They're in a rebuilding season, but pretty soon they'll be winning Stanleys, as they should be. Ovechkin fires one, he scores! The Washington Capitals are the greatest team of all time! Winnipeg Jets, left in '96, back in 2011, the NHL franchise with the greatest and loudest fans in the entire league. Anyone who disagrees has not been to the MTS Center. Winnipeg Jets, we're back, baby!